Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the North American Bear Center here in Ely, Minnesota. It is 1 o'clock, and welcome to our 1 o'clock podcasts. It is turned out to be a gorgeous day here in Ely, and for those of you that are not here in Ely, it's about 65 degrees, and it's an absolutely gorgeous day and a great start to the Memorial Weekend for those of you in the United States. Right now we have Honey Bear. She is by the pet tree for our PTZ driver, who, by the way, is from the Netherlands. Yes, we have volunteers all over the world here at the North American Bear Center, and we are so happy to have you folks support the North American Bear Center. Joining Honey right now is we have Donald and Daisy. Those are two ducks. Mallards, by the way, which we see rather frequently. We've had mallard ducks here just about every year, and as you can see right now, Honey Bear is right at the cedar pile, and she must be about 15 feet from the ducks, and guess what? She doesn't care, and I'm not all that sure the ducks care either. For those of you that were watching here at 11 o'clock, we had some activities going on between 11 and 1, and I'll explain all that to you because you know, it's nice to watch us, but you don't understand what we're doing. And oh, by the way, I think I'll waylay that. We have a bear, another bear coming, and that would be from the food shed side. We have Lucky Bear. Lucky Bear toward the food shed is on the way. He's got a beautiful shiny coat, as does Honey as well. Honey is half wet. She has been in the pond. And Lucky was just throwing the first, what we call, donut. It's a very, very hard material, and Lucky likes to sometimes put it over his head. And we'll talk about what's in those. Actually, this time around, we have a homemade trail mix. It has doesn't have any candy in it. Some trail mix does. No M&Ms for the bears. But it has a variety of nuts, some cranberries. Actually, in this one, there's some slivers of coconut as well for them to work at. And people always ask, what's the purpose of these, what I call a toy, bear toy? It's to make them think, make them work, and actually give you an opportunity to see their ability, their dexterity. And we're going to have some bear interaction here as I'm talking. Right now, Miss Honey is telling Lucky what she thinks. And what she said to him was, look, a girl needs her space. And Lucky's like, whatever, I was just walking around. But Honey says, no, you're getting too close to me. And while we're watching that little interaction, I just want to tell you we have 3 people down below. People want to know where I broadcast from. I am broadcasting from the, shall we say, the clover side of the observation deck. I do that actually for a reason. It gives me an opportunity to see all the action going on. Underneath the deck we have Sharon Harold, our bear curator. She's closest to the pet tree. And we also have in blue, we have Andy, an intern for 2015, and we have Erica, another intern for 2015. And look what we have Lucky doing. No, he is enjoying the cedar pile. This is classic Lucky. And he is rubbing his neck, his sides of his face, and he actually had his nose and shoulders in the cedar pile. Fabulous video and fabulous picture taking opportunity here. If he's not careful, he's going to do a somersault. I hope you all can see this. And for those of you on the deck, Lucky is the bear that will scare the easiest, so try to be quiet on the deck. He's going to give you a great photo op. And let me tell you why he's doing this. That is what we call a cedar pile or cedar chips. And cedar, as you probably know, has an aroma. but it's not really the aroma that they're after. The oils in cedar act as a deterrent for wood ticks, black flies, mosquitoes, and what have you. So it's nature's way of helping the bear with their bug deterrent, shall we say. And why does he rub his face and his nose and his ears? It's because the face has the least amount of fur. And oh, he's looking for treats. Look at that handsome fella. And now how did he know the treats were there? He never saw anybody put them there. He was in his pen. His nose told him that. So we've had him there in the past. We've had treats there in the past, but he knew today it wasn't empty. There was something in it. And if you actually notice when he did that, he was really pretty gentle. He only used the force he needed to get the treats. I might mention that that is exactly what Lucky Bear or any wild bear would do with a bird feeder. I might mention that bird feed or bird seed that you buy at the local store, it has bear attractants in it, especially if it has sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds is a great bear attractant, and they can smell it. So if they want to get into a bird feeder, well, they can. I always recommend with bird feeders, and I certainly like birders. I have to admit I'm not the best at identifying birds, but I always ask birders, best time to put your bird feeder out is not in the summertime. If you don't want bears, don't have a bird feeder. Best time to have bird feeders out is starting at least in this area around October, in the Ely area, and take it back in April. That gives all the winter birds an opportunity to have food during even a bad food year in the winter, but it also keeps bears from bothering your bird feeder in the summertime because you take it out. Lucky really is a handsome fella. He's an 8-year-old male, and he still has his winter coat. And although I told you it was 65 degrees here, I can bet you by the time I've been talking here for about 5 minutes, his winter coat, or that black coat, is far more than 65 degrees to the touch. Honey Bear, I think, is Honey in the window den? Yes, one of the volunteers here, and we're always happy to have volunteers on site as well, not just virtual and off-site. Honey Bear has taken residence at the moment in the window den, which is really right below me. She loves to claim the window den, and she really doesn't care for company. She's protected on all 3 sides, and from the inside of the North American Bear Center, you can see her looking out. She watches, she hears, but she just likes the window den. And in fact, she has hibernated in the window den a couple of years. Her choice, not ours. Now looking at turning over to Lucky again, he's at the far left falls. Some of our interns spread some food around, and the only way he can find it is using his nose. Again, this is a case of the bear did not know where it was hidden, but he has to use his nose. That just tells you what they have to do in the woods for foraging for food. Our goal here at the North American Bear Center is to dispel many myths and misperceptions about black bears, and with the 2.5 acres they have to roam, to give you an opportunity to see bears in a far more natural environment than you may see in other locations. This is a nice holiday long weekend for the United States folks, and we also encourage you to, with your admissions, it is a day pass with your wristband. Please keep your wristband on, and you can go to lunch, you can go visit the shops in Ely, Minnesota, and come back before 6 o'clock this evening. Works really well for kids and little kids whose attention span probably isn't that long, and it gives you a chance to see the bears for a second time. after the 1 o'clock here, our next bear enrichment will be 4 o'clock. And in between 1 and 4, beside maybe making other visits around the area, you may want to look at our 2 BBC documentaries showing in our theater. They're showing just round the clock continually with no intermission and no advertisement. They are excellent videos to actually show you, and you can learn from the bears in the wild. And both of those BBC documentaries were filmed right here in the Ely area. As I've been talking, I've heard staff mention calling for Holly Bear. She's our 2-year-old. She's decided to be a no-show at the moment. And yes, someone asked me, do all the bears know their names? Yes, they do. But do they always come to their name? No, they don't. So Holly's decided to, well, not visit us at 1 o'clock. She may visit us at 4 o'clock. Or she may come out to see what Lucky's doing. That's her best buddy. And I didn't tell you about Lucky. Lucky is a orphan. He was an orphan cub, separated from his mother. And we got Lucky here at the Bear Center in July of '07 and has been with us ever since. So we've raised him here in captivity. Basically his entire life. He is also considered the jokester or the goof or the silly bear. He's got a great sense of humor. He does kind of silly things, and he is really a nice bear to work with. As I said, he is also one of Holly's best friends. He can be very, very gentle with her, and they play on many occasions. In fact, last night they were playing with the burlap, a piece of burlap over here on the far left. And they were also climbing twin trees yesterday. I estimate that Holly was up about 40 feet. Lucky not quite so much. But they were having fun climbing trees about 7 o'clock last night. With that said, I'm going to sign off, and for those of you that are waiting to see Holly, tune in at 4 o'clock today. And for those of you here in Ely, if you're interested in doing some other activities with wild animals, you might want to go to the other end of town, the International Wolf Center. They are open, and they do have a pack of wolves for you to see. I want to thank you again, and I look forward to talking to you all at 4 o'clock today, bear time. Thank you very much.